In the previous Inspiring Autism Stories, we took a look at two individuals who had a lot of time in the spotlight and have made a legacy out of their work. However, for today's episode, we dive into the tale of an individual who emerged only recently. A young man who embraced his autism and knows how to put the pedal to the metal. Armani Williams, born on April 14, 2000 in Detroit, Michigan, the Great Lakes state. He was diagnosed with autism at the early age of 2 and was originally considered nonverbal. That is until he started to speak words a few years later. So much for being nonverbal, right? Around the age of 7, Armani would have a conversation with his parents that would lead to the reveal that he is autistic. And that moment changed his life forever. From that point onward, Armani would embrace his autism, determined to develop his special gifts and be the best that he can possibly be. His journey of growth would not be an easy one, though. Throughout his early childhood, Armani was shy, didn't talk too much, and had a hard time connecting with the other kids, all the while not fully understanding why. It wasn't until he found out about his autism that it all became clear to him. What's more, there were not that many options in terms of therapy services at that time. The ones that were available were often not covered by insurance and were very expensive. Undeterred by this, Armani Williams' parents, Del Williams and Irina Napolitano, took it upon themselves to teach their son the essential skills that he needed to be more successful in the real world. Once Armani got more comfortable with being around other people, his mom and dad would teach him the basics of having a conversation with someone. How to stay connected with them, how to meet people he never met before, and the list goes on. Alongside his social skill education, and even before that, Armani Williams had a certain fascination with something. Something that would eventually drive him to his current career. Racing cars. Also, I just realized I made a pun. I apologize. Armani loved playing with Hot Wheels toy cars as a child, and when he heard about the nationwide sport known as NASCAR, he became enthralled. Any chance he could, Armani would watch NASCAR for hours on end, captivated by how fast the cars were going, how cool they looked whenever they passed each other, and the award ceremony where the winner would get a great trophy. It was then that Armani Williams decided what he wanted to grow up to be: a NASCAR driver. Many of the doctors that Del Williams and Irina Napolitano visited did not share that optimism, sadly. Because of his autism, most of the medical officials did not think that Armani would be able to live an independent life, much less fulfill his dream of becoming a professional NASCAR driver. Yeah, good luck trying to tell a child and their parents that they won't be able to accomplish something. See how well that goes. As you may have guessed, the young child stayed the course, always giving whatever he put his mind to 110%. This mentality would eventually lead him to create his own personal mantra. Tell me I can't, so I can show you that I can. I like his style. To give an example or two, his parents once enrolled Armani in a 2-week course designed to help autistic children in learning how to ride a bicycle. Little Williams was able to master it in 1 day. At the age of 8, he would compete in go-kart races, performing so well that he would eventually upgrade to the next class of racing cars, known as bandoleros. For those who don't know what bandoleros are, don't worry, I just found out about these recently. Think of them as a midpoint between go-karts and race cars to give young, thrill-seeking participants a taste of the NASCAR racing experience. Not to mention, they look really cool to drive in. so you can imagine the fun Armani had while driving one. In terms of education, Armani went to Grosse Pointe High School for his high school diploma, and at the time of this video, he is enrolled at Oakland University, pursuing a degree in mechanical engineering, most likely to not only fully understand the intricacies of the vehicles he will be driving, but also that a degree in mechanical engineering would be the closest one to his lifelong passion, racing. Can you imagine that? Completing college work towards a degree and competing in NASCAR races around the same time? That's certainly a lot to work on for just one person, yet he's doing them so well. Speaking of which, we haven't even got to the best part yet, have we? How Armani Williams got into professional racing. Well, I guess now is good of a time as any. In 2016, Armani would get his chance to make his driving career professional with the ARCA Truck Pro Series, signing with Spear Motorsports. During this time, he was breaking records and becoming the highest finishing African American in a series race, as well as the highest finishing African American in the series championship. Additionally, Armani also competed in the NASCAR Drive for Diversity Combine, a program designed to attract a more diverse audience to the world of NASCAR, from different ethnicities, gender, and even disabilities. Furthermore, around this time, Armani and his family would establish the Armani Williams Race for Autism Foundation to raise awareness for autism and promote research, along with introducing autistic children to the world of racing. Naturally, when you're breaking records and raising autism awareness at such a young age, you're bound to attract a lot of attention, including higher-ups in the career you want to jump into. A year later, Armani Williams had built an impressive enough track record, again, sorry about the pun, to earn him a spot in a higher level of competition known as the Canadian Tires Series, nowadays referred to as the NASCAR Pinty's Series of Canada. There, he was coached by NASCAR professionals such as Joey McComb and NASCAR Monster Energy Cup driver DJ Kennington. It's not every day you get some lessons from the pros of your desired career. Finally, in 2018, it was time for Armani Williams to hit the big leagues, making his United States debut in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series and becoming the first ever openly autistic NASCAR driver. Since then, he has competed in a myriad of races throughout the recent years in both the United States and Canada. In fact, on September 22, 2018, Armani earned his first top 10 finish at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for Simone Autosport, finishing in 9th place. For those that have seen the NASCAR sport, you'll probably know that it's one thing to finish a race and still have the car in one piece. But when someone gets a top 10 finish in the first year of their career, then you know that driver has got some potential. Regardless of when or where, rain or shine, or whatever challenges he may face, Armani Williams always gives it his all on the racetrack and is becoming one of the most popular drivers in the NASCAR community. Not bad for someone who is only 20 years old. His story just goes to show you that you don't have to wait until a certain age to achieve greatness. The value of one's life is never truly determined by how long you live. It's what you do with the time you have that matters. So if you have a dream, don't wait. Just go for it. If you have a desire to achieve something, pursue it. The lesson to take from Armani's journey is that the sky's the limit. And when you put your heart, mind, soul, and hard work into something you love, then anything is possible. Armani has accomplished a lot in his time on and off the racetrack, be it either as a NASCAR driver or a motivational speaker for autism. And there are still many pages left in his book of life, waiting to be written. What will those pages reveal to us? Only time will tell.